Okay, folks, it's been a bit cloudy and a bit windy and sunshiny all at the same time, and the wind is quite strong. It blew some of articles out of my collection bags, my demos, and they blew them onto the wind blew it onto the highway. I think it's called Military Road or Falcon Street, North Sydney. Not North Sydney, whatever. Anyway, it was just blown onto a busy street, and I couldn't reclaim them, of course. Not a wise idea. It's feeling hot. I got the fan running in the lounge room to cool the place down overall. Hopefully it'll cool down soon. It's bloody fucking hot. Sorry. Use that bloody language. Gonna strip out the black this time. Something different. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have here an envelope, and we've got a lovely pattern. Trying to get the camera to focus. I'm sorry, folks, it's not focusing very well. It's not focusing very well. Oh, now it's focused. It looks better now. I'll just quickly check my settings. Make sure. I hope I didn't do anything wrong by touching the screen on this phone. Yeah, last night I accidentally hit something on this phone. Like the battery is like you accidentally bumped the wrong thing on the screen, and you get a battery. Your battery ends up going to a slow recharge mode, which really is a pain. And the way to deal with that was to switch the phone off and switch it back on. I just didn't know how to reset it, and it worked. So that was a relief. I had this happen before. It's a Galaxy S10, no, S20 Plus 5G, a bit of a long-winded name. It's an old phone now. I've had it for nearly 3 years. So yeah, that was one of the features I found really annoying, and that's come up looking quite nice. Gonna try another one. But yeah, it's really annoying sometimes with technology that they don't make it work as easy and as efficiently as it should, and they make them so complicated, and yet they don't always perform the way they should. And it's really annoying when you just bump something and you don't know what the fuck. And it's the same with this photocopier. Sometimes you bump a button on this and it's a real pain in the ass. And that's come up looking quite interesting. Yeah. I do wonder if I'm going to maybe make it into a marble piece, or maybe just because I like this first generation work, but it's hard to get it to control it, to make it look really nice. It's a bit of a difficult one, folks. Try it again, see if I can get a really nice pattern there. This scanner is squeaking away like mad. This photocopier, incidentally, is nearly on its last legs. It's probably going to be no longer in the service agreement in the next month or so. And this is what we've created. Now that looks really quite nice. I think we can maybe utilise that. But I'm really missing someone, folks. His name is Luigi, and I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news with this photocopier, and I'm trying to get my work recognised, because I also want to be recognised as an artist, which has proven harder than I expected. It really is difficult trying to get your stuff out there on the 6 o'clock news, and you got all these other highly competitive types that like to sprout death, disease, disaster and destruction and all sorts of shit. But they also play stuff that doesn't like they just play like other artists who've been already successful, and they like They basically like to stick their noses up the arse of the rich and the famous, which really upsets me, because they get all the fucking glory. They've already made their mark. You know, they're already there, and a person like me needs help, and I can't seem to get any kind of help from these entities. Like Channel 9 is the company that is the TV channel that I'm targeting, and it's really proven to be more difficult than I thought to get them interested, as is with all the other TV channels. But I sort of see Channel 9 as the best of the best. And I'm disabled as well, so I don't earn much money. I've spent so much money trying to get on TV, and it's really hard when you're disabled and you haven't got that kind of fucking dosh to deal with. You know, I'm going to move it across. You don't have enough dosh, you know, you're not rich. And the rich get their fucking asses licked. And it's not fair that the arse licking happens and I get a kick up the arse. I get kicked up the arse. You know, people like me get kicked. We're fucking what we call piss ants. You know, what I call piss ant. No recognition for being talented, you know, like, it's really bad. And it's really hard trying to compete with the more so-called newsworthy people and materials. I don't think this is working. I think we're going to just make it into a marbled piece. I don't like the way it's hard going. I think the first one has the most material there that I can utilise. So I'm just going to set it here. This is really not working. Sometimes things don't always work as well as they should. You know, you want to do something a certain way and it fucking doesn't want to work. So we're going to do it this way. But I really miss my partner, and I want to get off Centrelink. I don't want to be a taxpayer's burden, you know. I really don't. I want to be self-sufficient, even though I'm disabled, and this is my talent. This is my talent I want to show to the world. I don't want it to be just locked away in my fucking bedroom in my house and having boxes full of material that are going nowhere, that are not hanging on gallery walls. I can't get my stuff on a gallery. My work isn't ready for the gallery yet. For some reason I can't. I've never had my work in an actual bona fide art gallery. I've never had my work hanging anywhere in a gallery. So it's really quite disappointing when you've been an artist for like since you're a 13-year-old on and off, and you're now 50, you just turned 50, and you fucking don't show any success, and you know your father and your brother don't want to know your art because they know you're not successful. You know, I'm really got the whole fucking life is hanging on this TV campaign, folks. I don't want to live on Centrelink. I don't want to be a bullying target for my dad and my brother who don't agree with my art, who hate my art and hate who I am because I did some stupid things when I was young and foolish, and I didn't utilise my talent properly, and it just looked stupid. And now my dad and my brother hate me and treat me like shit, even though I've kept away from them just so I don't get in their way, because I know they'll end up picking on me eventually, even if not straight away. They're quite cunning sort of characters, and they don't like who I am and what I am. And that's come up looking quite interesting, quite massive, amazing, quite look nice actually. This is what you get from marbling, or what you can get. This is what I call it, marbling. I'm going to use this one. But I'm really getting sick of being kicked to the curb and treated like shit. I was a bullying victim at school, and this bullying I got at school and at home, and from my youth group, incidentally, religious group, you know, so-called religious group, treated me like I was fucking pissant, and that's what made me make the decision not to go out with Luigi, and I fucked up. So I'm out here in part because of the bullying I copped. So, you know, it's not fucking good, it's not fucking fair. And that's come up looking really nice. I think we can utilise that. don't know if we're going to cut it or anything. But this looks brilliant. It looks different to what I've normally made these marblings. No, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I didn't catch that properly. But yeah, I just want to get off Centrelink. I can't even afford to have a shower every night. I have a shower once a week to ration my hot water use, electricity wise. I have to do that, folks, because I can't afford the electricity bill. I cannot afford this, I cannot afford that, because I'm not rich. I'm on a disability pension and I work at a sheltered workshop, or what they now call an ADE, an Australian Disability Enterprise, which effectively is, quote unquote, a sheltered workshop. You don't get much money for it, you know, and you don't get much choice in the things you do, you know, and there's nothing to do with art, it's nothing to do with technology. It's just hard work, just packing things. I do birth certificates and marriage certificates. And that's the best job in the whole place, to my opinion, and I still don't enjoy it. But that's it. You can't choose, folks, much. That's looking quite interesting. It looks a bit pinky there, but I don't know if we're going to keep it. We're going to maybe make it different, a sharper contrast. Maybe contrast it a bit. Maybe lighten it off, so maybe it's a bit too dark. I don't know if that's going to work. I feel hot in this fucking place. I can't afford aircon. I can't afford solar power and batteries. I don't have a place to put the fucking collectors or the battery, because I live in a social housing, and yeah, so I don't have much choices of where I get my power from. I have to use whatever's available, and I have to fucking just pay normal bills and fucking, yeah. The good news is that my rationing of power, I'm also doing the lights as well, turning them off and not using them, mostly using a camp light or a torch to keep the power down. And basically, yeah, I'm just doing it really, just tightening up my budget, trimming the fat, so to speak. Hoping soon I'll get my way out of this place and way out of loneliness, because I really want to get in touch with my partner. If you, Channel 9, could just see this as a love story, a true love story, folks. Not a fucking Married at First Sight blight. I call it Married at First Blight. Sorry, Channel 9, to criticise your programming, but fuck, Love at First Blight is just a blight. It's not love. It's lust. If anything is lust, and it's scandal. People are always fighting each other, and there's not even any sexiness in it. So fuck your fucking Married at First Blight. My love story is real. I don't expect you to pay me for the material. It's all yours to chop up and do what you want, as long as it appears on the 6 o'clock news. So yeah, that's what it has to do, is appear on the 6 o'clock news. That's the most important thing. It's the only thing I really currently care about, folks, is getting this shit on the 6 o'clock news bulletin. Stupid the way they're just fucking faffing around with this shit, not doing anything useful for me. Anyway, let's see. I might even be an inspiration. I might even prevent someone from committing suicide through the wonderment of my work. So yeah, Channel 9, this could potentially stop someone from, in a similar situation, from committing suicide. So fucking think that up. Think that, okay? Think that. Think about people who could be, who I could potentially help if you just put me up there and let me be an inspiration, even though I'm fucking disabled. Anyway, enough of that. That's my 10 cents for the day. Or 10 cents, it's usually 2 cents, but we'll call it 10 cents. I think we can call it quits.